Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Marge. This is Sue.
Oh, hi, Sue. What's up? You know, it's a beautiful day out, and I was just getting ready to go for a run. You want to come?
Oh, thanks, but I'm having company tonight, and you told me that you would give me that recipe for that chicken pasta dish that you made last Wednesday.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm going to put you on speaker. Okay, you're lucky I've got it right here by the phone.
Okay.
You know, I was going to give you a call, but I decided to go for a run anyway, instead. You know, you really should run, or walk if you don't want to run. I mean, it's the perfect exercise. None of those fancy health clubs or treadmills to buy, just your good old feet attached to your good old legs.
Yes, I know I should walk more or even run, but do I look like I run? No, could you just give me the recipe?
Well, sure, here it is.
Okay, what's it called?
Well, I call it chicken pasta something.
Chicken pasta something. Well, that's so original.
You know, I have always been original. Even as a little kid, I would make up games to play like, Pussycat, Pussycat, where's your milk? And Mom would say, oh, no, Margie, you are the most original little girl I have ever known. Oh boy, Pussycat, Pussycat, where's your milk wouldn't fly today. I don't think cats are even allowed to drink milk anymore.
Yes, right. Now, the recipe?
Okay, you mince 2 garlic cloves.
Okay, 2 garlic cloves, got it.
Of course, I didn't have the fresh garlic on hand, so I always use the bottled kind. You know, anymore I use the easy way on most things. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy too, because when I had kids, I didn't have as much time to fuss with things. How about you? How many kids do you have?
Well, I have 3. So how much of this bottled garlic do you use?
Oh, I just throw in whatever I think is good.
Oh, okay, about 2 teaspoons.
Well, whatever. I just think that the bottled kind is just as good as the fresh. And no mess and no smelly hands.
So what do I do with this garlic?
Well, you heat it up in 1/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, what's an extra virgin? You are a virgin, or you aren't. Besides, this is olives we're talking about. I would lay you odds that they're all virgins. Well, except maybe for the stuffed ones.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I heat the garlic in the extra virgin olive oil. And then what?
Well, you know, I think that you need to stop and smell the flowers. You know, remember Charlie? Oh, Carol would have such a fit. She was always trying to get him to go home, and he'd be over in the corner schmoozing up some woman. And Carol would say, Charlie, it's time to go home. And Charlie would say, geez, Carol, why don't you stop and smell the flowers? And she'd say, if you sniff one more petunia, I'm going home without you. Okay. Then you need a half a pound of chicken breast cut into strips.
Okay.
But you know what, thighs would work just as good. Although they would be harder to cut into strips. But they're cheaper, you know, but I have wasted enough time in my life trying to save money. I am just gonna spend the buck.
Okay, so I'll break down and get breasts.
And speaking of breasts, did you hear about Jenny? I hear she's getting new breasts.
No, silly, she's getting implants or enhanced breasts. They don't cut them off and give you new breasts.
Oh, not. Okay, implants, not same old breast, enhanced, just like a turkey.
Just like a turkey.
Well, you know, turkeys when you buy them, they're enhanced with 10% of some solution or other. Makes them juicy as all get out. But probably not very good for you though.
So back to the recipe. What do I do with the chicken?
Well, you cook it in the garlic and the oil, silly. I would have thought you'd have known that.
Well, I don't. I've never made this dish before, that's why I'm calling you. So I cook it in the oil for how long?
Well, until it's done. It'll get pale as a cucumber. Pale as a cucumber. That's kind of silly, isn't it? I mean, why don't they say pale as a potato? I've never known a pale cucumber. Oh, and the ones that you buy in the store are so waxy. Just make sure you get yours fresh.
Oh yes, but I think the saying is cool as a cucumber, not pale.
Well, that doesn't make any sense either. What if you keep them on the counter? Oh well. Just make sure you get your cucumbers fresh, not waxed.
Okay, so now we're using cucumbers in this dish?
Of course not. Wherever did you get that idea?
I just don't know, silly me. So what's next?
Well, it says here to add 3/4 cup of some oil-packed sun-dried tomatoes. Oil-packed sun-dried tomatoes? Wherever am I supposed to get those? I mean, have you ever tried to dry a tomato? Oh, it's hard enough to dry banana slices.
So what did you use?
Well, I don't know for sure. I think I used some fresh tomatoes and some tomato paste. Anything you have on hand will do.
Oh, well, I think I know where I could get sun-dried tomatoes.
Well, it probably won't be as good as mine. You liked mine, didn't you?
Well, it was delicious. That's why I want the recipe. So what's next?
Oh, yes, the wine.
Okay.
1/4 cup of dry white wine. But I think I forgot it when I made it for you guys.
Okay, so no wine. Okay. What about seasonings?
1 teaspoon of basil.
But you didn't have basil, so what did you use? Oregano?
It says basil. I used basil. Oh, you know, that's what's wrong with half of the cooks in this country. They don't follow the recipe. You remember Betty. She made her cookies with baking soda instead of baking powder, and they were awful. And she wondered why. Well, That's Betty for you. Not a bit of common sense in that little dyed blonde head of hers.
Meanwhile, back to the recipe.
All right. Then you add 3/4 cup of chicken broth. But I didn't have any chicken broth, so I used some frozen turkey stock that I had left over from Thanksgiving. You know, from those enhanced turkeys. But you probably don't freeze your stock, do you?
Nope, I don't.
Well, you should. Waste not, want not, I always say.
I think I have some canned chicken broth though.
Well, it won't be as good as mine, but I guess it'll have to do. All right, then it calls for 1 tablespoon of butter. 1 tablespoon of butter? Whatever would you want to add that? I mean, this dish is rich enough as it is with all that stuff hoop-de-doing it around in the extra virgin.
Okay, so I won't use the butter.
Well, you should if you want to follow the recipe.
Okay, I'll add it.
Well, it's going to be too rich, I tell you.
Oh, so is there any salt and pepper in this dish?
Well, of course. Everything has salt and pepper in it.
Well, how much?
Oh, whatever.
Whatever. Okay, how long do I cook it?
Till it's done.
Whew. Well, probably not too long though. The chicken is already cooked.
Well, long enough to get the flavor in it. You don't want to undercook a recipe like this.
Absolutely
It's
not.
the melding together of the flavors that makes it so good.
Yeah, that and following the recipe.
Of course. And you want to make sure you get your broccoli done.
Broccoli? You never told me about the broccoli.
Well, sure. 1½ cups of broccoli flowerets. They go in right after the chicken.
Can I use frozen broccoli?
Not if you want to follow the recipe.
Oh, yes. Of course, I want to follow the recipe. Now, since this is a pasta dish, I suppose we're going to need some pasta.
Does a duck quack?
Oh.
Of course you need some pasta. That's a silly question.
Okay, what kind of pasta?
Well, it calls for 1/2 pound of bow tie pasta.
Okay. Whew. 1/2 pound of bow tie pasta.
Well, that was too much.
Okay. Less than 1/2 pound of bow tie pasta. But that wasn't bow tie pasta that you had in your dish.
No, it wasn't. I think I used rigatoni.
Oh. So it doesn't even matter. And was that grated Parmesan that you had on top?
Well, that's what the recipe calls for, but I used Romano.
And that's it, right? That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Oh.
Are you sure you don't want to go for a run with me? We can catch up on things.
No thanks. I have to make dinner. So long, Marge. Thanks for the recipe.
Well, that's okay. Just be sure to follow it. Oh, and it's even better if you add a can of white beans. You just want to make sure that you drain them and rinse them first. Well, see you later. Gotta run, literally.